Here we go with the end of Breakout. Woo! Okay. So, what happens when you finish with more questions than when you started? Is it even an ending at all? I guess it has to be because the stuff is due at the library by noon. I always thought life here was pretty perfect. I was happy jumping on my trampoline and eating popsicles and swimming in the creek all summer. I'm still looking forward to that. Lizzie's coming over for a bonfire later tonight. But I can't help feeling like when those two guys busted out of Dad's prison, they stirred up dust that's still swirling everywhere even now. After that storm we had a long time ago, things were a mess for a while. Eventually, guys came with chainsaws and cut up the fallen trees and hauled them away. People replaced their siding and planted new shrubs, and everybody mostly forgot it happened. But things weren't exactly the same. Some people redid their houses so they were nicer than before. Some people just patched them up so there are still scars from what happened. You can still see open spaces where trees used to be. I feel like all of that's happening now, too. It's complicated. I'm not sure. But I'm guessing that once you're the kind of person who thinks about all this stuff, you don't go back to being the kind of person who doesn't. And that's okay. It's harder, but I think I'd rather be the kind of person who does. Good luck with the future and everything. Maybe by the time you open our time capsule, it won't be so uncomfortable to talk about stuff like this. Maybe by then you'll have figured some of it out. Your friend from the past, Nora Tucker. Thursday, July 25th. Letter from Elodie Jones. Dear future Wolf Creek residents, I don't know what the other people in this time capsule are telling you it was like here this June. I can guess though. You're probably reading stories about the prison break and how your good guys caught the bad guys after your awesome community rallied together with blue ribbons and ham. Some of that's true. Two inmates did escape, and even though you don't know everything about the prison, just because they're in about a person just because they're in prison, these two were pretty bad news from what I could tell. They hid in the woods and ran around on cow shoes until one got caught, and a cop shot the other one. He said the inmate aimed a gun at him. Only two people know for sure if that's really what happened. The one who said that and the one who's dead. And the person left alive is the one who gets to tell the story. I'm not saying that's not what happened. I have no idea. I just think it's worth remembering. Some of your cops around here are okay. Trooper Elliott will probably be retired by the time you read this, but she's pretty cool. And did you hear about the guys who were on patrol along the school nature trail the day we raced the carnival? They cheered for us. I don't know if that's a normal thing where you live, but it was pretty great. Made me run faster. I came in first with Lizzie and Nora in that race, by the way. Here are some of the other things you should know about me. I lived on Porter Street for 26 days. I was in Miss Moran's 7th grade homeroom. I didn't wear my blue ribbon. I made a lunch bag for Trooper Elliott. I helped at the ham supper. I got a library card. I made a couple of friends. I'm not perfect. I don't have to talk or write like I am. I'm pretty good at some kinds of poetry, but I need help. I need to keep working on my hip hop lyrics. That's about all, I guess. That's my story. You are also supposed to get stories from the prison inmates in this time capsule, but I bet you never found those. They called that part of the project off when the inmates broke out, and I'm guessing they never got around to it after that. But those guys all have stories too. My brother's in that prison. His name is Troy. I didn't live in your town very long because I wrote my way out. I wasn't planning to send you any of the stuff, not even the dumb letters I wrote for extra credit. I was pretty happy about being erased from Wolf Creek. But I changed my mind about that and decided I wanted to tell my own story. I bet your mountains are still pretty. Other than that, I don't know what Wolf Creek will look like by the time you're reading this. Right now, though, it doesn't look like much to me. And the truth is, you aren't as welcoming as that church likes to think you are. Some of you mean pretty well, but you say stupid things. Some of you don't mean well at all, but some of you do. And this is mostly for you, in case you want to read this and decide to do something about it. So here's all my stuff from the summer. The rest is on you. The one and only Elodie Jones. That's the end of the book.